Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nostech Academy. In this video, we're going to look at integers, and specifically, we are going to look at laws of integers. Now, the first law is that, or rule number one is that when you have two numbers with different signs, or two variables with different signs, you simply subtract and then get the sign from the bigger number. For example, let's say you have -1 plus 4. Now, the first thing when you look at this number is the fact that you have two numbers with different signs. This is -1, and then this is +4. So according to the first rule, which says that when you have two numbers with different signs, you simply subtract and then get the sign from the bigger number. So you just subtract here, starting from the bigger number. Start with the bigger number. 4 minus 1 is 3. Then the sign from the bigger number is positive. So the answer is just +3. Another one will be, let's say we have -4 plus 2. -4 plus 2. You have two numbers with different signs. So what you do here, just subtract and then get the sign from the bigger number. When you subtract here, it will be 4 minus 2, which is 2. The sign from the bigger number is negative, so it will be -2. Okay? See, you can have, let's say you have -x plus 7x. The fact that these are like terms, then they can be subtracted or added, because you have x, even this side you have x. So, don't be confused. The purpose of these variables is they are here for you to know that they are like terms. Okay, you are dealing with, let's say, oranges. Both are oranges, not mangoes and oranges. They are unlike terms. You can't add or subtract. You can't say, if you have 5 fruits, 2 are oranges, then 3 are mangoes. They say, how many, what do you have? You can't say, I have 5 oranges, 5 mangoes. No. Or 5 oranges and mangoes. You can't. You can just say, I have 3 oranges and 2 mangoes. Okay? Why? Because they are unlike terms. Okay? So, it's same as here. If x represents the number of mangoes, then you can add or subtract mangoes. So now, when adding or subtracting, just don't be confused. Let not these variables confuse you. What you need to do is that just deal with numbers. We have an invisible one here. Remember the rule. You have -1 and +7. So what you do is just subtract 7 minus 1 is 6. The sign from the bigger number is what? Positive. Then you just write, and what is common with the variable is common there, which is just x, +6x. All right. Last but not the least, the first rule: when you are given -6xy squared plus 2x squared y. When you are given to simplify this question, the first thing is to look for common factors. Now, when you look at these two, you don't have what is common. In as much as we have x here and y on the other side, even this side x, y, they are not like terms, because this x is raised to the power 1, and then this side is raised to the power 2. This y is raised to the power 2 and this y is raised to power 1. So they are unlike terms. Therefore, you can't add or subtract. You can neither add nor subtract here. You can only factorize because you have something that is common here, but they're not like terms. So you can't simplify this one. The only way you can simplify this one is by just factorizing it because of these unlike terms. It's the same as you have apples and mangoes, you have apples and oranges, bananas, what. You can't add. Rule number 2. What's so funny? Rule number 2. Rule number 2. When you have two negative numbers, you simply add, then maintain the negative sign. When you have two negative numbers, like -1 minus 1, the fact that both numbers are negative, just add them. 1 plus 1, 2. Maintain the sign which is negative. And the answer will be just -2. As long as two numbers are negative, just add them. Remember, we're just looking at addition and subtraction of integers. We're not looking at multiplication and division. We'll look at multiplication and division later. -1 minus 5. Don't even think of anything. As long as they're negative, just add 6 minus. -x minus x. Look at this fact that they have like terms. Just add x plus, -1 minus -1, which is just -2x. Okay. Last but not the least, we can even get this one, -3 minus 6. It will be 3 plus 6, which is 9. Then common negative, and it is just -9. This is when adding or subtracting. Don't be confused. Now, sometimes you might be given something like this: -3 minus -6. So first thing is to work on here. Negative times negative is positive. So you have -3, +6. Then the first rule applies. When you have two numbers with different signs, you subtract, then get the sign from the bigger number. It will be just 6 minus 3, 3. The sign is +3. Okay, that's positive. When you have negative here, let's say you have -3 minus or plus -6. Do the same. Positive times negative, you have -3 here. Positive times negative is always negative. Or negative times positive is always negative. It's only positive, negative that will give you positive. But opposite signs when multiplying will give you negative. Same as division. So this rule, which is rule number 2, applies, and the answer would simply be 3 plus 6, 9. The common sign is -9. Same as division. When you are dividing two numbers with two negative numbers, the negative will cancel. The answer should be positive. For instance, you have -2 divided by -4, like this. You know that negative will cancel. The answer should be positive. 2 here, 1, 2 into 4, 2, and the answer will be positive 1 over 2. Okay, positive 1 over 2. But when you divide with different signs, for instance, you have, let's say the question, it was like this: 2x, -2x is equal to 4. Then you want to find for x, you divide by 2, -2, even this side by -2. This and this cancel. X is equal to, the fact that this one is positive and this one is negative, the answer should be negative, because negative divided by positive is negative. 2 into 4 is 2. Okay, I hope you've gotten some concepts. Okay, because they give hell when it comes to bigger questions, like for instance, simultaneous equation. You want to solve something like this: x minus 3y is equal to 1. Then here you have, let's say, 2x minus 2y is equal to, let's say, 4. Okay, then you know that you will be subtracting. Now after doing everything, when you multiply, you know, same signs you subtract after at the later stage. Not here, you can't subtract here because you don't have, they're not the same here, neither here, so you can't solve by elimination. So what you need to do, after solving, you choose which one you want to eliminate first. It's either x or y. But after doing that, you know that you're going to subtract. Now, subtracting, let's say 6 here, or it was the same, the way it is as 3. You want to eliminate this one. Then it will be negative 3 minus 3. How? Negative 3 is like this, minus, which is this one, minus 3y. You just cancel. Just know that, oh, we are cancelling. No. Understand why we are cancelling. We are cancelling them because it is 0. It's giving you 0. Negative 3y minus negative 3y. Negative times negative, positive, which will be negative 3y, negative 3y plus 3y. This will give you 0. Why? Because the first rule states that when you have two numbers with different signs, subtract, then get the sign from the bigger number. If they're just the same, then the answer is 0. Look at this. 3 minus 3 is 0. You can never have negative 0. I mean, you can't have negative 0. So that's how we do with signs. If you have a question, write it in the comment section. The team will be there to respond to your question. Otherwise, I wanted to explain on the integers because integers is one of the topics that repeats in every topic in mathematics. It be algebra, indices, your matrices, to mention but a few, even calculus. So you need to understand the basics first for you to be able to solve advanced questions. Thank you very much. Remember to subscribe and to like the video. Thank you.